Continuing coverage of Ball State football and Ball State spring practice here on Ball State All Access, ballstatesports.com. We talk defense today with the defensive coordinator, Kevin Kelly. First off, how's it going? How do you feel about where you guys are at right now and what you'd like to accomplish?
It's going great. Our guys are doing a great job in terms of their effort and so forth. And as far as the objectives of the spring, we're tinkering with our scheme that we had in the fall and, making any corrections or adjustments as far as that's concerned. And, so far so good. The other thing is our offense is giving us some fits and giving us some good looks to help us prepare for the fall season.
What's this time like? We talk to players about the standpoint that they can practice to practice. They don't have to practice for a game. They can focus fundamentally, all those types of things. You talk about tinkering with schemes. That's not stuff you can normally do as easily in season. How much more flexibility does this kind of time give you guys as coaches?
Well, I love the spring as a football coach because you don't have the pressure of the game for that coming week. You don't have to worry about scout team. Again, our offense gives us a multitude of looks, so it helps us prepare for the season. It gives us a chance to look at some things. If we like them, we'll keep them. If we don't like them, we get rid of them. And also, you get some guys playing a couple different positions and moving people around. And so it's a great time to, like I said, tinker with scheme and then also with personnel.
I promise I won't tell Rod Carey or Matt Campbell or PJ Fleck or anybody. What can you tell us about things that you guys have done? What have you tried to take a look at here in the spring?
Well, we're keeping our coverage package the same, but we're tinkering a little bit with our front structure. So we have some 4 down, we have some 3-3 stack, we have some 3-4 scheme that we're fooling around with a little bit here in the spring, and we'll pick from those the good things from those particular front structures, and we'll implement it for the fall.
Who stood out to you? Has there been a guy who you wanted to see something from that maybe didn't get to play as much in the fall, and kind of the starters coming back, I imagine they seized the opportunity to continue to get better?
Well, when you look at our front seven, we got a lot of guys that are back. We got Osa, Josh Posley, who transferred from Cincinnati. You've got Darnell Smith back. You got Keenan Knoll. You've got Julian Jackson, Kevin Willis, and then at the end position you have Anthony Winbush and Mike Ayers. So, we feel pretty solid up front there. And, also at the linebacker position, I think Zach Ryan's having a great spring. Sean Wiggins, we're getting Julian Boyd back. He's doing just Skelly, but he's getting some rep time in there. And of course, Mr. Steady Eddie, Ben Engel. And then in the back, we've got a lot of young guys, and we've had a couple guys. We've had some injuries there last spring. Diedrich Marty's coming along. Lamont McFadder is doing some good things, and we got Deshaun Hurley back. He's not doing a lot here in the spring, but he'll be back in the fall. So we do have some experience, but we also have some young guys that we're getting a good look at here in the spring.
Yeah, how critical is this time for those guys? You talk about a Kevin Willis, a Diedrich, Lamont McFadder, who didn't have a fall because he was hurt. I imagine it can be kind of like drinking from a fire hose when you're playing games and learning and doing it all together. Have you noticed maybe things come easier to that crop of guys as they're able to take a step back here in the spring?
Without a doubt. In the fall, obviously, you have your installation, and you got to do it in a hurry because you have basically 10 days or so that you're putting your scheme in, and then you got to basically get ready for the fall, for your first opponent or for the fall opponents. And if they're not in the too deep, they're not getting a lot of reps, so they're doing mostly scout team work. So in the spring, what happens is that everybody gets reps. You're starting from ground zero, and we've had some meetings that the NCAA allows us to do during the course of the winter, so we have those, and so the installation is a lot slower, the teaching is a lot slower in practice, so they get a chance to really pick up the details of their position.
Kevin, best of luck. Looking forward to the spring game coming up.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's continuing coverage of spring football right here on Ball State All Access, ballstatesports.com.